Ladies and gentlemen, we back once again. It's time for another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, F to the Ish Foolish, representing reality music entertainment. We're going to have another great show tonight, y'all. So make sure you sit down, get comfortable, and join the discussion. Hope y'all having a blessed week. We're in the middle of the week. Getting close to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the weekend coming. So, we send a number of positive vibes when we come on here. This is the only podcast that give it to you real, man. Feed your body, mind, and soul. We give it to you real, man. We don't come here to gossip. We're here to talk about real life. So make sure y'all join the discussion. The live chat is always open. And I'd like to announce that we are now partners with socialradio.com. Y'all can check them out on live365.com. The Foolish Show will be live streaming on another radio station, the Social Radio, the official Social Radio. Y'all look that up, man, and check me out on Friday nights, along with the Block 105radio.com. I will be on those two stations every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. But y'all get ready to check in, man, because we're going to have a good time tonight. Because tonight podcast, we're going to get into love, man. We're going to talk about, does true love still exist? True companionship. So this one's going to be good, man, because if you look around, it's a lot of single people. And it seems like a lot of people don't believe in marriage anymore. So we're going to get into it. Because I feel like love ain't dead. Love is still in the air. It's just people have different ways of showing it. But we're going to get into it, y'all. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. We live streaming right now on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And make sure you catch me on Friday night on those two radio stations that I just announced. But that's how we doing it, folks. We're going to have a great time. It's all good vibes. So I want y'all to grab a snack, fix you a drink, and we're going to get it popping. So let's get into it, folks. Let's talk about love and companionship. Does it still truly exist? Nowadays, most people, they ain't looking for love. Everybody's just looking for a playmate. It's like everybody playing nowadays. Nobody's trying to really genuinely get to know someone and build with them. Then you have some people that try to use people too. So you got to be careful. Because everybody from a heartbreak, whether you was younger or you was older. But you take all that experience in and you learn from what you done been through. But we're at a stage now where we don't see too many long-lasting relationships. Most of the time, people get married, don't last long. Somebody be dating somebody, then the next week they single. I guess that's how it goes nowadays. But it all depends on what you put into it. What do you put into y'all love and relationship? And what is it based on? You got to have a relationship based on trust. You got to be able to trust each other. Especially nowadays when we're living in the social media era where the internet runs everything. And we know what goes on the internet. And there's a connection on there. It's a lot of cheating, a lot of tricking. Internet. So that can have a big effect on your relationship. Because if your soulmate or your partner has a social media site page, it's up to you to trust them. Sharia Thornton is checking in. Y'all go ahead and check in, man. Hit that thumbs up button. This is the realest podcast you'll ever tune into. And make sure y'all grab some of my official merchandise. I'm rocking right now. As you can see, the official Foolish podcast t-shirt. So make sure y'all order that. Go to teespring.com and support the movement. But nowadays, man, relationships not lasting long. But nowadays, you don't see too many marriages and relationships. Everybody just got little creeping partners. You get yours, I get mine. You give me what I want, and I go about my way. So what has happened to that true companionship. When you have that significant other that you know that you can depend on and lean on when times get rough. Nowadays, nobody's looking for love. Love has become an afterthought. Everybody just want to get they groove on and keep it moving. But we got to bring that love back. And you got to be able to have something that makes you happy. You don't want to invest a lot of time and energy in a relationship if you're not truly happy. You don't want to live a lie. Some people just live lies. They'll just get married, but they know they're not happy, but they just married just to be married. So you don't want to live a lie. You got to be careful who you give your heart to, because everybody don't have good intentions all the time. Sometimes people come in your life to mess it up. Sometimes people come in your life just to bring you drama. They claim they love you, but they don't show you. See, love is more than words. When you love someone, you show it through your actions, on how you treat them. And we know how that's supposed to go. Women, you're supposed to treat your man like a queen. Women, treat your man like a king. Women, treat your man like a king. It's queens and kings. You got to have a high standards for yourself and for your relationship. And you got to spend a quality time together and build. Let everything build up. Enjoy the good times. And then you got to take the bad stuff too. Sometimes that person ain't going to be everything you want. You might see some flaws that you might not like. The question is, how much can you deal with? Is it too much for you to deal with, or you willing to accept it? Sometimes people willing to overlook certain things when dating a person. But whatever the circumstances is, just make sure you know who you dating. Because you can meet somebody and they can appear to be something that they're not. You thinking you meeting somebody good and somebody sweet, and they end up being the opposite. Now you got somebody that's beating and cheating on you. Now you got somebody that's misusing you, disrespecting you. So you got to know what you're getting yourself into. When you look at love and companionship, I don't see it spread like it used to. So the question tonight, y'all, is what had happened to true love? The inseparable bond that you have my back, I have yours forever. Has all that gone down the window? Is there still a space for true love? Do you still believe in true love and companionship? Having that significant other in your life where y'all can build a foundation together. It's not about what the person has. Figure out what kind of heart they have. They can have all the material things and they can give you all the gifts in the world, but it still won't make you happy because they don't have a good heart. It might be some ways that you can't stand. They might have some ways to just get under your skin and irk your nerves. But no love is going to be perfect. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have disagreements and arguments. But it's all about coming to an understanding. Both parties have to have an understanding of where you want the relationship to go. And keep building on what you have. Enjoy all the good times together. And if you got kids, try your best to keep the family together so the kids can grow up in a decent household where they have both parents. We don't see that not too much nowadays. It's a lot of single parents, a lot of single mothers, single fathers raising the kids on their own. It's good to try to keep the household together if you can. But sometimes we know that can't happen because you grow to hate that person that you used to love. Y'all become enemies. You just become baby mother and baby daddies. Not even girlfriend and boyfriend, not husband and wife, just baby daddies and baby mamas. So try to keep the household together and create a good environment if you have kids, because you don't want them kids to see all that toxic stuff and y'all cussing each other out and arguing every day, all day. That's not a good environment to raise the kids in. You got to be grown. A lot of people say they're grown, but they still have their childish ways. When you're in a relationship, you got to try to put your childish ways behind you. Anthony checking in. If y'all just tuning in, man, we're talking about true love and companionship. Does it truly exist still? Or is all that gone? What are we looking for when we dating somebody? When you're trying to be in a relationship with someone? What are some of the traits? Is it all about looks? Should they have, because a lot of people say they won't date a broke person. But maybe that person has a good heart, and you might be the one to help guide them and help them find their way. Sometimes God brings people together for a reason. And maybe at that time, we don't even know what that reason is until everything starts to unfold. So God can place somebody in your life for a reason to bring out the best in you. And then sometimes the devil will send enemies your way. So you got to be careful who you let in your life, who you give your heart to, who you open up your house to, who you lay in bed with, because you could be sleeping with the enemy. So when it comes down to dating, and you know nowadays, all the hookups and the matchmaking is being on social media. Most people meeting their wife and their girlfriends online. And that has become the new wave. And it's convenient. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it. You just got to be careful. Because there's a lot of fools out here. And there's a lot of people playing and pretending to be something they're not on the internet. So you might not be getting what you think you get. You might see that person in real life and it might be the total opposite of what you've been looking at or what you've been talking to in your inbox, in your DM. So you got to be careful with online dating because there's a lot of crazy people. You got a lot of maniacs, killers, serial killers, rapists. So make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. You got to learn everything you can about that person. And the key thing is you got to learn how a person is when they get mad, when they get in their feelings. See, in the beginning, when you meet somebody, everything is always smooth and nice. And oh my God, I met this great person. But you ain't never seen that person mad yet. You ain't never seen that person do a 360. You ain't seen their bad side yet. So pump your brakes a little bit. You got to give everything time. You got to give people time to show their time. They'll show their hand. Are y'all listening? So does true love still exist? Does true love still exist? Nowadays, everybody just running wild. You got women just selling their bodies, no shame, uploading all their sex videos, making dudes pay for it. They're offering sexual favors and services for money. You should want to be a wife, not just a whore in the streets. See, being a wife, you be a queen. You sit on your throne, and you have your king beside you. The whores just run the streets and talk to any and everybody. So what category will you put yourself in? Same thing with men. And I always say this, and somebody told me this, a man would stick anything with two legs. Anything that's walking, they will try to stick it. But everything that look good ain't good. Because you have a lot of people that might be keeping secrets. They could have diseases and health problems and don't tell you about it. And you sleep with these people. So you got to protect yourself out here. Be careful how you move when you're dating and sleeping with people. Because you don't know who you're really getting in bed with. You don't know who that person done been with before you. Some people have rumors that float behind them. Hey, man, you better watch out for her. Oh, you ain't hear about him? Some people have a story behind them. So be careful and evaluate who you give your heart to and who you dating. But y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. We live streaming right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure you check me out on Friday nights on the block, 105radio.com. The podcast will be live streaming on there, so y'all can tune in. Everything is for free. But let's get back into it. We're talking about true love, y'all, companionship, relationships. Does it still exist? Because it seems like it's disappearing. When you look around, ain't too many people caked up in love no more. You got a lot of sneaky links. Everybody's sneaking and linking. Coming through the back door, creeping at night. You get yours, I get mine. See you later. But what happened to that true love and companionship? That somebody that you can lean on their shoulder, somebody you can talk to, you can vent. Somebody tell you, baby, it's gonna be okay. I got your back. Somebody that's gonna go through the storm with you. What happened to building that foundation, that love together between a woman and man? Seems like everybody just want to play. You might as well say this is just a playground. Everybody's just playing, dipping and dapping, playing the field. So if you ain't married, you single, you want to play the field, cool. But it all comes a point in time where all that stuff gets old and you want to settle down and find that right person. But you got to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, especially if you're thinking about taking it to marriage. Because marriage is a lifetime commitment. You have to live and see this person every single day for the rest of your life. That's why most of the times when people get married, it don't last long and they end up getting divorced because they did it for all the wrong reasons. Make sure if you jump in that broom, you making that commitment, you ready. You're ready to be with this person basically forever, for the rest of your life. Not eternity, but while you're living. That's a big decision to make when choosing your soulmate. But you have to look at the person qualities. You got to look at a woman qualities. You got to look at a man qualities. You got to look at all their traits and what they bring to the table. You got to weigh out the good and the bad. Your likes and dislikes about that person. And ask yourself, is this someone I can build with and have a serious relationship with? Because sometimes it be red flags in our face, but we choose to look over it. And we still deal with that person. Then when that person act crazy and show us who they really is, you be like, man, this shit crazy, man. Man, this dude crazy. He won't leave me alone. Well, you seen it in the beginning, a couple of signs he was showing you when he was calling your phone 10 times. When he was sitting in your parking lot. He was showing you the signs. You were just overlooking it. So make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Know who you dating. That's why relationships and marriages don't last long, because most people don't even know who they dating no more. They meet online. Oh, I like you. You like me. Let's get married. It takes time to build that bond. You got to let that bond grow strong. And y'all grow together. That's what it's all about. Because it ain't going to be all peaches and cream. You're going to get into arguments, whether it's about money, the kids, the living situation. Some things going to lead into disagreements. Both of y'all have to sit down and talk like adults. Work on what you need to work on. But find a way to make each other happy. See, that's the common goal that a man and woman should have when being in a relationship, is making sure you're making each other happy. Make the other person feel like they love and needed. Don't put them down. Don't talk down to them. Don't try to misuse them or use them. Help build them up and give them something to smile about. When they see you or talk to you, you should put a smile on your woman or your man's face. They shouldn't be upset when they're on their way home and mad that they got to go home to you. That should be a beautiful thing. But if you're in a relationship that you're feeling like that you feel mad at, I don't want to see him, I don't want to see her, then y'all need to think about what y'all doing. Are you wasting each other's time? These are the things you got to ask yourself when you're trying to be in a committed relationship. But it seems nowadays everybody's afraid of that. All everybody want to do is just play in the field and run around. Scared of that commitment. A lot of people scared to be in a committed relationship where it's just you and them. Some people can't be in a committed relationship. Some people got to have more than one man or more than one woman. It all depends on the person. Y'all hit that thumbs up, man. We having a good time tonight. You know how I give it to you real. I feed your mind, body, and soul on the Foolish Show podcast. We live streaming on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. The live chat is always open. Leave your comments. Do y'all still believe that true love exists? True companionship. Boyfriend and girlfriend. Husband and wife. Or everybody just sexy? Seems like everybody's just sexy. Nobody's trying to really commit to nobody. Everybody want their cake and eat it too. Everybody want to play the field. Sometimes you got to be happy for what you got at home. If you got a good woman or a good man at home, appreciate it. Because that's hard to find. Why you think you got thousands and millions of people that are single right now? Because they can't seem to find that right person, or they can't be that right person to somebody else. Are y'all listening to me? So it's hard to be in a committed relationship because it takes work, sacrifice. You have to focus on building a foundation with this person. The communication line got to be wide open. You got to communicate. You got to know each other like the back of your hand. And a lot of people don't want to put in work. They just want to wake up and do what they want to do. They don't want to be obligated or tied down to nobody. And it's your life. You can do whatever you want to do. But it all comes to a point where somebody, you want that person you can love on. I don't think nobody likes to sit and look at the ceiling and be lonely every night. You want that companionship from a significant other. But it takes hard work to make it last. So if you're in a marriage, you got to work even harder because you got to make each day and each year feel like y'all just met. You got to always keep the juices flowing, doing something new and exciting. Keep excitement in your relationship so nobody won't get bored. And when I say excitement, I don't mean you got to do all this sexual stuff, but just do fun stuff. Go out and do fun things together, or even at home. Find little things that y'all can do together to enjoy each other's company. That's what it's all about. But nowadays, everybody just meet on social media. They link up, be sneaky links, and go their separate ways. You're not thinking about really dating that person. You're not thinking about really being with that person for a long time. And that's not how these online dating is going. Everybody just jumping in inboxing and jumping out. So that's why we're talking about companionship and love. Does true love still exist? Is it still out there, folks? Or is everybody just playing around? Is everybody just playing with each other's emotions and heart? So that's another thing. When you do decide to deal with somebody, try not to play with people's emotions or feelings, because that don't feel good. You got to always treat people how you want to be treated. And if you're not doing right in a relationship, how you think your significant other is going to be? You give the same energy you're going to receive is what you give. So it takes hard work now. You can't just be in a relationship and feel like I ain't doing that now. I'm in a relationship. I got a girlfriend. I got a boyfriend. You got to strive each day to make that person know that I care about you and I got your back. That takes hard work. That's why everybody's scared of these committed relationships and they just got sneaky links. Everybody just tipping and tapping, dibbling, dabbling. And I guess that's the world we live in nowadays, folks. So where's true love gone? Where's that love like back in the days with great grandma them had? When you see one, you see the other. If you see granddaddy, you see grandma. They went everywhere together. They did everything together. They raised the kids together. They went to church together. They went grocery shopping together. Nowadays, you see all single people in the store. You don't see no family grocery shopping like that anymore. There's no families together. There's no daddy and mommy. It's either mommy or daddy. So what happened to those days? Or is everybody so selfish? They're so worried about their needs and getting their rocks off that everybody forgot about love. Love is a beautiful thing if you use it right. Ain't nothing wrong with love. Love shouldn't be something you're afraid of. You should acknowledge it and cherish it, especially when you find true love, because that's hard to find. When you find a person that truly, sincerely cares about you, don't take that for granted. So a lot of people right now wish they can have that. Are y'all listening to what I'm telling you? So if you got a good man, a good woman, hold on to that person and show that person that you truly care for them. Make them feel loved and cared for. Nobody likes to be taken for granted. It's all about building them up. If you have a woman, compliment your woman every day. Don't let the internet do it. Don't let all them boys in the inbox do it. Tell your woman every day, you beautiful, baby. You my queen. Compliment your man when he get up. Tell him how handsome he is and I'm glad you my man. Don't let all the women on the internet and outside do it. Because that's when people start looking for things outside of the relationship. They go looking for the things that they're not getting at home. And that's when the sneaking and the creeping start happening. Because you start looking for what you ain't getting. And you know what they always say? What one person won't do, the next one will. So if you're not going to give what that person wants, they're going to find somebody who's going to do it. If you don't sex them like they want to, if you don't treat them like they want to, they'll find somebody else who will. That's the one thing about dating somebody. One monkey never stopped the show. As time goes on, everybody move on with their life. But what happened to that true companionship? That true love that used to last a lifetime. That's the love they used to have back in the day. Because they didn't let nothing separate that bond. Nothing. They didn't care what rumors was out. They don't care about all the he say, she say. They did not let that come between what they had. See, nowadays you got social media, and that can easily ruin relationships because everybody put all their business online. Now you got thousands of millions of people giving you their opinion. but they're not living in your life. They're not in your shoes. They're not under your roof. So you can't live for other people and listen to the outside. Sometimes you can take advice from people, but don't let people tell you how to live your relationship. That's how a lot of relationships break up, because all the outside noise starts to come inside the house, and you start listening and feeding to all the negativity or what they're saying about your woman or about your man. But if you with that person and you love that person, you know why you with them. You know why you're loving them. So don't let the outsiders interfere with y'all love. Because when you're in a relationship, it's between you and that other person. Don't let that outside noise affect what y'all got going on. Because everybody going to have an opinion. You're going to have your homegirl say, I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't deal with that. You're going to have your homeboy say, man, yeah, she ain't nothing but a hoe, dog. You better not wipe her. And sometimes they could be right, and they're just trying to stop you from getting a heartbreak. And a lot of times they're just wrong. People just be running their mouth. Because remember, everybody don't want to see you happy. Especially if they ain't in a relationship. They ain't got no husband. They ain't got no wife. They're going to try to talk down and make you be in the same boat. Shay Roberts checking in. You didn't miss too much, Shay Roberts. We just talking about love and affection. Does it truly exist still? Because it seems like everybody's just slipping and sliding. All I see is a lot of sneaky links, but I don't see true love and companionship no more. It seems like that's not on people's mind. Nobody wants to be committed to another person. Everybody want to wake up and live and do whatever they want to do. But it takes hard work, folks, when you're in a committed relationship, because you got to always make sure that your significant other is happy. You got to try to do the little things to always put a smile on their face. Always compliment them. Do little small stuff. Give them small little gifts to show them that you appreciate it. Sometimes it's the small things that go a long way. Me as a man, I don't ask for too much. All I ask for from a woman is love and affection. Everything else I can take care of. Give me some TLC. Give me some of that tender love and care. What more can you ask for? You give me some TLC, and I'm good to go. And I'm going to hold my part down as a man. But everybody has different needs. Every man don't want the same thing. Every woman don't want the same thing. Every man don't like the same type of woman, and every woman don't like the same type of man. Everybody has their preference of what they like to date or go out with. So do your thing, but be careful who you land with, because a lot of people don't have your good heart and interest. Let's bring this comment on the screen. Shay Roberts says, oh, what you know about that old school love? They don't know nothing about that old school love, Shay Roberts. That love like back in the day with great grandma and all them had. When you seen one, you seen the other. They went to the store together. They went to the doctor's appointments together. They went to church together. That's what I call a bond. Now you see a lot of single mothers and single fathers. You don't see that family all together as one. Everybody scattered like roaches, living under two different roofs in two different households. So I'm trying to figure out what happened to the love and companionship. What happened to having a relationship and being with somebody that you care about? I don't see nothing wrong with it. especially if you found you a good person. Now, if you find a person that don't mean you no good, then you wasting your time and your energy. Because dealing with the wrong person can suck the life out of you. Having a bad girlfriend or a bad boyfriend, that can bring you down. Because that person can suck the life out of you. They can feed you negativity and make you feel less about yourself. So you gotta be strong-minded. Don't let nobody come in your life and talk down to you. They gotta be able to bring something to the table. What are they offering? Bringing into your life. Is they gonna bring you heartache and pain, or love and happiness? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Let's go back to the live chat. Y'all don't forget, as long as I'm live streaming, the live chat is always open. Feel free to join in the conversation, and I will pull your comments up. Shay Roberts says, that's totally not true. My dear, some of them are single by choice. Of course, a lot of people are single by choice. A lot of people are single by force. Sometimes you can't be with nobody because nobody want to be with you. If you're a certain type of person that can't keep a man, you got to start looking at yourself. If you're the type of man that can't keep a woman, you got to start looking in the mirror. Some people choose to be single. Some people choose not to be single. Some people are single because they ain't got no other choice because nobody don't want to date them or be with them. Maybe because the way they act. It could be their attitude. It could be their mouth. So you're right. Some people do choose to be single. A lot of times they don't want to be. Most people would love to have a significant other by their side. Some people just can't find that person. Right about now, it's hard to find somebody that's good because most people are just playing games. Ain't nobody really serious no more. So if you invest in your heart and everything else, it got to be with somebody that's serious. So you got men and women that's not serious about relationship and love no more. So how far you think it's going to go? You can't be playing with people's heart and wasting people's time. Life is too short for all that. If you find something good, you try your best to hold on to it. Because it's hard to find a good person that's sincere, that ain't just trying to use you for something, who ain't just trying to take what you got. If you're going to fall in love with somebody, fall in love for who they are. Not necessarily worrying about what they got in their pockets, or they rich, or they got money, because all that don't mean they're a good person. A man can have a lot of money, but still don't know how to treat a woman. He still could be disrespectful. He could be a womanizer. He could be a pimp. He could be a cheater. Just because he got a whole bunch of money and can buy you gifts doesn't mean he's going to be a great husband. You have to look for the inner qualities. You got to check a person's heart. You have to check a person's heart. See what you're dealing with. See what you're getting yourself into. Get to learn who you date. A lot of times we don't even know who we be talking to. You don't talk to this person for a couple of times online. Y'all met a video chat a couple of times and you think you know that person. You got to be around a person and look at all their ways to evaluate what kind of person they is. That little 20-minute conversation ain't going to tell the whole story. So get to know who you talking to. Know who you dating. Because sometimes you could be dating the devil in disguise. That person could be evil and bringing nothing but evil and harm into your life. So be careful what you do. Who you do it with. But I still believe in true love. Because there's always somebody for everybody. Sometimes you got to be patient and wait for that right person to come. Sometimes people settle. They just take whatever comes their way. Don't settle for something that you don't really want. Make sure that's something that you want. You don't want to live a lie. You want your relationship to be based on the truth, not lies. You don't just want to be with somebody just because, just to say you got a man or just to say you got a woman. Make sure that person makes you feel good and you look forward to talking to and seeing that person every day. When you see that person, they give you butterflies and get your juices flowing. Make sure you know what you're dealing with and who you're talking to. Because you still can find true love and companionship if you just take the time and be careful. Evaluate that person and look at all their traits. Look at all their good and all the bad. And see how that weighs out. See how things play out. You got to have patience when you're dating somebody. Because sometimes we want people to change overnight, and it don't happen like that. You know, some people, we stubborn, especially us men, we stubborn, we be stuck in our ways. Can't just change us overnight. K. Michelle was right. You can't raise a man because he grown. But we still be stuck in our childish ways. We still want our cake and eat it too. I know how I go because I'm a man. But I can't speak for every man because everybody ain't the same. But there's certain traits that we all carry. But when dating somebody, just make sure you evaluate who you're talking to. Know who you're dealing with. So therefore, later on, you won't be so shocked and surprised when this person do a 360. You already seen it coming because they already showed you signs of what's to come. Sometimes we overlook those red flags, y'all, because we just want to be with somebody. You just want to say we're in a relationship. You want to say, I got a man. I got an old lady. I got a girlfriend. I got a woman. Make sure you got a good woman. Make sure you got a good man. That's when you know it can last. See, when something is temporary, that means there's a lot of stuff missing. If that relationship don't last long, then y'all got a lot of pieces missing to that puzzle. Some things that you have to work on as a team. You got to work on it as a team. Shay Roberts says, women do too. Please don't leave that out. I don't know which part you were talking about, Shay Roberts. But everything I'm talking about women and men. I'm not just talking about a specific sex. Whether you're a man or a woman, all this applies to you. Because it takes two in a relationship. A lot of people forget that part too. You jump in a relationship, but then you don't want to do your part. You want that other person to do everything. You want that other person to show all the love and all the affection. But you got to do your part too. It takes two, folks. They say it takes two to tango. You got to be able to do your part. You can't sit back and want a man to do everything. And you can't sit back and just want that woman to do everything. 50-50. Hold each other down. Some parts you might have to pick up and take up the slack. It all depends what kind of relationship y'all have and what y'all decided you wanted to be in that relationship. That's why you got to talk and come to an agreement when you really decide on really being with somebody. You got to understand what makes both of y'all happy and go over the things that you dislike about each other. Then both of y'all got to decide whether you're going to work on that. Because it's a process. It's not an overnight process. You don't just, this ain't no fairy tale. We just, oh my God, I love you. Give me a kiss. Shay Roberts says, I don't consider 50-50. I consider 100%. We're going to do it together no matter what. No, it's 50-50, Shay Roberts. It's 50-50. Ain't no 100. You do your part, I do mine. Ain't nobody going 100. If you're doing 100, you're going to be by yourself. You ain't going to be with nobody else. Nobody ain't going to want to be with nobody who's just doing 100 and the other person ain't doing nothing. That's why I say 50-50. If you 100, you're going to be by yourself. Because that means you all for you. 50-50 is everybody doing their part to make things work. Some things women can handle better than men. Some things men, we can take over more than women. So it all depends on how y'all relationships are set up. But never make that man feel like he has to carry that load by himself. And don't make that woman feel like she got to carry everything. It's a partnership. When you jump into commitment, it's a partnership. Let's go back to Shay Roberts again. Shay Roberts says, we're going to do it 100% together no matter what. When I'm damn near 50, I know what I'm talking about. You know what you're talking about for your situation. Shay Roberts, we're not talking about your situation. I don't know your personal situation. It ain't my business. We're just talking in general. When I say a 50-50 relationship, that means the man do his part and the woman do his part. You can give 100% in the relationship, and what you can, yes, everybody give 100%. But when it comes down to it, if everybody do 50-50, that equals 100. So many people deal with their relationship in different ways. Some relationships, the man don't let the women do certain things. They do it all. They got their agreement. Some women like to spoil and wine and dine their man and do more than the man. It all depends on whatever floats your boat and makes the both of y'all happy. I can't speak on people's relationships that I'm not in. We're just talking in general. And it takes 50-50. A man play his part, a woman play her part. And if y'all do that, you'll see that the relationship will last, because nobody feel like they carrying the load and doing everything by themselves. Nobody want to feel like they just dating themselves. You want to feel like you got a good woman, a good man next to you, that even if you fall down or go through things or get stuck in a rut, they'll be able to lift you up. You don't want nobody, as soon as times get hard or they ain't got the stuff they used to, they just gonna dip on you and leave you hanging. That's not true love. True love is through the good and the bad. Just like you was there in the good times, you got to be there when stuff turned bad, or you really didn't truly love that person. You got to hold each other down through the good and the bad, folks, because it's easy to be there when the bottle's popping, when y'all eating good every night, going out to dinner, buying gifts, wine and dining. What happens if all that goes away? Will the love go away? Because some people just talk to people just for what they got or what they can get out of them. That's called using. Anybody can use somebody, but everybody can't love somebody. I'm going to say it one more time. Anybody can use somebody, but anybody can't love everybody. It takes a strong person to really love you. And a lot of people just want that love and affection. Sometimes that's all it takes, is a little love and affection to make a person happy. A lot of people don't even want the world. They don't want all the extravagant things. It's the simplest things that can make a person happy. It all depends on who you're talking to. Everybody have different needs and different things to make them happy. It's all about living your life, and make sure you don't let other people dictate your love life and the way you live. Because it's going to always be the outsiders, friends and family, that's going to have their opinion of what to do in your relationship, how to do it, should you walk away or should you stay. But at the end of the day, the decision comes down to you, because it's your life and you're the one living it. So it's not even about what everybody else say. It's about how you feel. How does that person make you feel inside? Does that person complete your life and make you feel happy? These are the things that we got to ask ourselves. Find you somebody that's going to make you feel complete. Find you someone that you can grow with. See, a lot of times we're just wasting time entertaining people, and it ain't gonna go nowhere. You're wasting a lot of your time and energy into people that you can't build and grow with. So make sure you do a careful job when you're evaluating while you date. Always know what you're walking into. Look at the traits and see what kind of person you are dealing with. Because you don't know what's going to happen when that can open up, and you might open up a can of worms. You don't know what that person's going to show you that you might not like. So take your time when you're dating somebody and really get to know who they really are. Before you give your whole heart to them, before you go all the way in, before you become fully invested, know what you're walking yourself into. You don't want to walk into a room blind and don't know what's in front of you. But we're having a great show, man, tonight. Talking about love and companionship. Because when you look around, it ain't too many marriages, it ain't too many couples. Everybody's just doing whatever they want to do. Everybody's just sneaky linking and dinking and dinking. Dibbling dabbling. Well, I'm trying to see what happened to true love, folks. Did all that go out the window? Does it even exist anymore? Does anybody really want a girlfriend and a boyfriend? Does anybody want a husband or a wife? Or does everybody just want to play until they die? Because remember, one day we all got to leave this world. So how do you want to live the rest of your days? Do you want to grow old with somebody and build memories? Create a life tree of next generation, grandkids, great-grands? See, that family tree is important. Keep that family tree going. Where you have great-grands, kids and grandkids, nieces and nephews. So love is a good thing, as long as you use it in the right way. As long as you don't take it for granted or abuse it. Love is a beautiful thing. It's all right to love on somebody. Just make sure you love them the right way. And sometimes you can love that person the right way and they'll take it for granted, or they don't appreciate it, or they'll just toss it to the side. And that's fine, because we can't control what everybody else do. You can control what you do. If you know you're doing your part, then that's all you can do. Play your part and do your role. You can't be the husband and the wife. You can't be the boyfriend and the girlfriend. Play your role and see what the other person gonna do. Then you take it from there. But don't let nobody step on you and mistreat you, manipulate your mind, and make you feel like you ain't nothing without me. You need me. A lot of people tell you that when you're trying to break up with them or separate. You ain't nothing without me. That's a lie. They ain't God. They ain't got that much power. Life goes on. Just like you met them, you can meet somebody else. So you can always move forward with your life. And people that think like that need to go get some help, because you don't control no other human being. A lot of dudes crash out and get mad and want to kill, talking about they woman cheating or creeping. But you can't stop a grown person from doing what they want to do. And then you're going to throw your life away because of what somebody else done did. My best advice to you is to cut off and keep it moving. You catch him cheating, cut him off and keep it moving. You don't go kill nobody. You don't go jump into drama. You don't escalate the problem. It's not going to work out for your benefit. You got to be willing to walk away and start over again. If your house burned down, you got no other choice but to go look for a new house. If your relationship ends, there's going to come a point in time where you got to keep it trucking. You can't force nobody to be with you. You can't force nobody to love you. It has to be genuine, sincere. If you're forcing somebody, making somebody love you, that's fake love. That's not real love. Why would you want something that's fake, that's not real? If you want to give me some love, give me some real love. You can keep the fake stuff. I don't want it. You want somebody to be sincere in the feelings and emotions that they have for you. Anybody can show fake love. Anybody can smile in your face and pretend like they like you. But they're going to show you they love you by their actions, how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they are when they are around you. Love is more than a word. You got to show it. So make sure when you're dealing with somebody, show them that you love them if that's how you feel about it. Don't make them have to question or wonder. That's when they start go searching and looking for love in other places. And a lot of times, we look for love in the wrong places. A lot of times we go fishing in that same lake that done disappointed us. We date the same type of people that done broke our hearts or don't play with us, and we go back to the same pond. That's not smart. You got to learn from your mistakes and do better. You got to have high expectations for yourself and for your love. You don't have to settle for anything. You choose and pick who you love, who you date, who you lay with. You just got to know what you're getting yourself into. Because a lot of people can wine and dine you and get you with the okie dokie. They'll make you seem like they one way and turn around there another way. Are you understand what I'm feeding you tonight? So it is true love out there. You just got to find it. Your companion is out there. You just got to find him. Your wife or your husband is somewhere out there. You just got to find them. Or let them find you. A lot of times we get in big trouble because we have a flashlight and we be out searching, looking for love. Sometimes love come to you. A lot of times we find love when we're not even looking for it. You've been met somebody just going to the store and they end up being your wife or your girlfriend. You done met somebody by accident. You don't know who God is going to put into your life. But when he do send that angel in your life, don't take it for granted. Don't take that person for granted. Make sure you try your best to do whatever you can to make that person happy. Cynthia says it's hard. You better believe it's hard. Love is hard in general. It's hard to love somebody. It's hard to find somebody that's good. It's hard to find somebody that really cares. It's hard to find somebody that ain't cheating. It's hard to find somebody loyal. It's hard. Love in general is hard when it comes down to being in a relationship. But it got to be built on the right things. Your relationship has to be built on trust, communication. Always be able to communicate to each other how you feel. So the other person don't be in the blind. So the other person knows where you stand when it comes down to love. Never be afraid, if you're dating somebody, to breaking down what you want, how you want it, and what you're looking for. Therefore, that person can't say, well, you ain't say that, or I ain't know this. It got to be an open communication line. Miss Beautiful Cynthia says, yeah. And also says true. Y'all hit that thumbs up, man. I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure y'all check me out on Friday nights on 2 radio stations. officialsocialradio.com and the block105.com. I will be live streaming every Friday night on the radio, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure y'all tune in, because this is what you're going to get. I always give it to you real, and we're going to talk about real life stuff. We don't come on here to gossip, talk about whatever's in the shade room or what rumor about this celebrity or so-called famous person. We got to talk about what's going on in real life around us. because the world is still spinning. But what I always tell y'all when y'all come on here, life is temporary. Death, that's forever. Never live like you're going to live forever. Understand that one day, your time and my time and everybody else's time is going to expire. We all got to go to the grave, folks. So you want all the days that you got left to be good. You want to be able to enjoy it. And why not find the right soulmate to enjoy it with? Ain't that like having somebody that loves you and you love them and y'all have each other back? That's a beautiful thing. But when I look around, I don't see that anymore. It's a lot of single ladies. It's a lot of single men. It's by choice and some is by force. Some people can't be in no relationship. They're just hard to deal with. And then you got some good people. There's some good people out there that just can't find that right person. They can't find that right man. They can't find that right woman. So the ones that's waiting, I don't blame you. Because I'd rather wait and get what I truly want than to just settle for anything. So wait for that king or that queen. It's worth waiting for. Don't give up, because there's always somebody for everybody. And if you feel like you that prize, then you worth waiting for. Your blessing will come. You just don't know when and how. But you don't know who God's going to send into your life. So I still believe in true love and companionship, as long as it's with the right person. As long as you bringing something good to the table where y'all benefit each other and y'all grow together. It's not about trying to use each other or abuse each other. You're supposed to love on each other, make each other better. That's what makes a good, healthy relationship. But we're going to wind this thing on down, y'all. We come to the end of the podcast. I appreciate all the love and support. Once again, we live streaming right now on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment. Make sure you look me up on all social media platforms, Foolish Vayday or at The Foolish Show podcast. Y'all look me up, man. I appreciate y'all. We had a great podcast tonight, and I hope y'all don't give up on love. It's just all about being patient. Because when you have a little patience, good things come to those who wait. So have a little patience, and you never know. God might send that right person in your life. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next month. You might not meet him this year. But maybe next year, you might find a good girlfriend or boyfriend or a husband and wife. Just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Y'all stay blessed, man. Make sure y'all keep supporting the movement, man. And I'm going to keep feeding y'all soul.